Today's reading is for anybody who feels like things aren't going their way or haven't been going their way for a very long time. I see you, I love you, and Spirit has a message for you today. And it feels like you are at just a really stuck place. Like, this is the Nine of Pentacles. This is everything you want when it comes to financial fulfillment, having the life you want, but it came out sideways. You are crossed. You are crossed in terms of being able to move into this future that you want. That's part of the feeling stuck. And you might find yourself thinking, things don't work out for me, I never get these strokes of luck, etc. I work hard, I'm not the one who gets the bonus, etc. But Spirit is inviting you to tell a new story. Spirit is inviting you to actually change your story. Spirit is saying you can tell a new story and actually write yourself into a different timeline. You can. So as we know, words are powerful. As we know, we can manifest. And I don't think that you've manifested yourself into this bad reality at all. What Spirit is saying though is that you do have to manifest, you do have the power to manifest yourself into a better one by telling a new story. So as you think about telling a new story, think about what one thing can I do to shift myself on a different path? What one thing can I do to put myself on a new timeline? Every day, ask yourself that question. What's one action I can take? And Spirit's also saying, what is something you can learn? What is something that you have learned from your experiences that you can apply forward in terms of taking control of your story? What's something that you've learned? Or what new skill can you go out and learn in order to put yourself on a better timeline? And this is such a powerful reading because Spirit is basically saying, hey, I'm giving you the power. I'm putting the power in your hands to change this story that you're in. Are you going to take advantage of it? Are you going to take advantage of this opportunity to change your own story? Because you can 100% write yourself into a better timeline. And the other thing that's interesting is that Spirit wants you to really, really think hard about what that new timeline looks like for you. Pause and reflect. Pause and reflect. And for some of you, this is actually a warning that you might be able to be making, you might be about to make a decision that's going to put you on an even worse timeline, if that makes sense. Something that's going to lead to more trouble. So Spirit wants you to really think, pause and think and make sure that you're not walking into another icky situation. And again, Spirit saying, hey, remember what you've learned. How are you going to break this karmic cycle? You've been here before. What are you going to decide differently? When you pause and reflect, what are you going to decide differently based on what you've learned about this same karmic cycle? You can't keep making the same decisions and expecting a different outcome. And Spirit is putting the power in your hands to change your own destiny. And it's kind of like a little knock on the door from Spirit today through this reading of hey, think about it. You've got a choice here. You don't have to keep doing the same things. And this is so important because there's a commitment Spirit wants you to make. And it's almost like you're making this commitment to yourself. You're making a covenant with yourself about this new future that you can create. So what does it look like? And what does this commitment look like? What are you committed to doing for yourself? What are you going to do for yourself so that you can shift yourself into a better story, a story that you can write? What are you going to do? And we see a lot of different messages from Spirit that are really reinforcing that need for sitting and pausing and thinking. So we see you taking a moment and just enjoying some stillness in the action. Maybe things are chaotic for you. Maybe it feels like, no, things just keep happening to me. Gabby, I'm not making these decisions. But Spirit's saying, hey, before you react, take a moment of solitude. Like we saw the pause earlier, but this is even hey, step away from the chaos. Step out of it for a second. You don't have to get caught up in this whirlwind or stay caught up in this whirlwind. Really take a second and be in isolation and quiet all those external voices and external influences to ask yourself, what can I do to shift my story? And what story would I rather be in? What does that story look like? And if I'm the main character of that story, what is that main character doing? Like when you're watching a movie and you're yelling at the main character, don't go up the stairs, the bad guy's up there, go out the front door. You know what I mean? Imagine that's your story. You're the main character. How are you going to write what the main character does? Make her go out the front door. You can do it, is what Spirit is saying. Okay, so then we also got indulge the whimsy. And so when you think about the story you want to be in, don't be afraid of wanting things to be more lighthearted, wanting to have fun, wanting some play in your life. You should be able to incorporate play in your life. So there's something here about writing that story in such a way that there's less chaos and less drama and more whimsy and more fun, and also seeing the fun. You know what I mean? Like if we put all of our attention on the bad things that happen, it's like we're feeding them. And instead, feed this, feed your dreams, feed the playfulness, feed that instead, in order to make sure that's part of your new story of what you're writing and you're moving into. And Spirit wants to reassure you that your hard work will pay off. Your hard work will pay off. And at first it's going to feel slow. At first, because it's almost like a muscle you have to build to write yourself into this different story. And it will feel slow at first. And you're like, oh, I'm not really seeing the rewards right away. We're not going to see them right away. That's not how it happens. You have to it's like building a new house or something. You have to get the foundation down, and then it starts to take shape, and then it pays off and you have a house. That's what this card is telling you, basically. And it's reinforced by this card, which says grow your wishes. Grow your wishes. Feed what you want to happen. Put your energy and attention into what you want to be happening, and change your story. Stop telling yourself these old stories of negativity and powerlessness, but put your energy into feeding stories of you being empowered, of you being able to write this future, of you being able to take control of your story and make the main character make smarter decisions, basically. And that's what we see here with the Judgment card, is judgment. Right? You need to use better judgment when it comes to the decision that your main characters are making. Sorry to say it like that, but it's so funny because she's sitting here with sunglasses on, right? But you have the power to make these decisions. You have the power to exercise better judgment to get yourself out of bad cycles and put yourself into better ones. Okay, you have the power of discernment and decision making, and Spirit really wants you to see that so that you feel empowered. I can actively make decisions that will change the outcomes that I'm getting. I can actively make decisions that put me out of an old cycle and into a new, I'm going to say story again, probably sick of hearing it already, but a new story. Yes, you can exercise your judgment to do that. And it might also involve you sitting in judgment on your own life and your own decisions and the people and actions and activities and just what's around you, and deciding, hey, what works for you? What's part of your new story? What maybe do you leave behind? But Spirit's really calling on you to exercise your good judgment. And we see that as you go through this process and you get stronger and stronger at making these decisions and manifesting your desires, then things start to move very quickly. We got both the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Wands. Both of these cards tell you stuff is going to happen super fast after that. And I love these, the shooting stars, the meteor shower. It's going to be blessing, 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 right? That's when your blessings are going to start coming in after you've practiced this and after you've made this part of your life. Then you're going to be in this story where the blessings are raining down on you. You can manifest that. And I don't actually understand this picture, but the Knight of Swords is basically saying the same thing about moving quickly into this future. Once you've done your pause, once you've used your judgment, made your discernment, once you've decided what new story you're writing and you start practicing that positive wishing, everything is going to move so effing fast for you. After that, it's going to be crazy. Okay, let's do your angel numbers. Although, no, here they are, sorry. Let's do your angel numbers really quick and some affirmations that you can make part of your new story, because I don't want anybody feeling like things don't work out for them. It's a terrible feeling. But what's a powerful feeling is when you take control of your future and you decide what happens to you. All right, we got 333. I am powerful. I am powerful. I want you to repeat this affirmation daily. I am powerful. You have the power to change your destiny and change your life, okay? We also got 666, which is I am centered. You are at the center of your own story. You are the main character. You need to have main character energy and not be acting like some supplemental character that other characters are dragging around, right? 9, I am compassionate. In this case, I'm going to say have compassion for yourself, honey. Have that compassion for yourself. 999, I am unique. I am unique. I am special. I deserve this. I am worthy of being in this better story, and I'm going to make it happen for myself. I want you to say it. I want you to claim it, and I want you to put it in the comments.